Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more lore and loot. Today we're going to continue with another job for Perseus Mercius. Speaking to him and asking him about orders, Perseus will tell us that he needs us to go to Suran, where Sergio Avanoran is having trouble with bandits. Apparently, Sergio Oren is an honorable leader, and one that puts his people first. This will trigger the quest, Bandits in Suran. Now the fastest and cheapest way from Alderun to Suran is to travel by Guild Guide to Balmora, and then take the Silt Strider to Suran. We have been to Suran before. The city itself lies in the Ascadian Isles region and is surrounded by plantations of different types. Oren Manor is located on a hill on the east side of town. There is a vendor on the bottom floor of his manor, but since we don't need to buy or sell anything at the moment, we're just going to ignore that and head upstairs. Once we speak with Oren, he'll tell us that the bandits are coming from a place called Suran, and that if we kill the leader, Daldor Saris, the attacks should stop. Additionally, and a little bit unorthodox, we are to report directly back to him once we are done with the quest, and he will pay us direct. Suran is located northeast of the city itself. It's super easy if you can fly or jump over the mountains, but even if you can't, it's only a short walk. Exit Suran through the east gate into the Molag Amor region, and then just head north. There may be some Gwar or elites you may deal with here, and you're of course going to deal with cliff racers, but it shouldn't be anything too dangerous for you at this point. Now, after a while, you will walk by the Ananias egg mine on your left. You'll want to keep going north from here. A little further north from the egg mine, you will see a steam pit. Suran is just a little northwest from here. Now, as Oren said, we only have to kill the leader, Daldor Saris, but you can't really reach him without going through his goons anyways, so we might as well just slaughter everyone. Once we're in the cave, our first victim is going to be Tiela, the Red Guard warrior. Ilver Aralis, the Dark Elf thief, is next. No issues here. If you follow the cave, you will eventually reach the orc, Mook Grodula, a barbarian. But despite the fact that he has a poisoned axe, he doesn't fare much better than his comrades. Now he does have some bone mold armor, so we'll go ahead and pilfer that from him. Now we're going to rummage through all of the crates and barrels after we clear out the cave. Turning left here, we will see the wood elf, Dothiel, patrolling. And then she makes the last mistake she'll ever make. Now she has an Imperial Newt Scale Cuirass, which is kind of nice, so we'll go ahead and take that. Further down and to our right is the requisite mage of the group, the battle mage Vevos Nerethi, who summons a Bone Walker, but then gets himself stuck on the stairs. Now, I'm going to take this to my advantage and just let him use up all his magic from afar, and once his Bone Walker vanishes, I'm going to move in for melee. And as we engage with Vevos, Daldor Saris notices the fight and comes to join the fray. Good. This will save me the trouble of chasing him down. Now, neither Vevos nor Daldor have anything worthwhile in their inventory, but We have one more person to slay before we're done. All the way on the other side of this bridge is the slave pen, where Yolgir, the Nord barbarian, holds the slave. Once he is dead and we have the slave key, we can then free the Argonian and Khajiit slaves. Now all the enemies have been neutralized at this point, and we can go ahead and loot to our heart's content. There isn't much in any of the barrels or crates, sadly. Just standard randomized loot. You could find gold, maybe some skooma and or moon sugar, but it's mostly low-level potions, maybe a scroll or two. Maybe you'll even find a magical ring. Now this stuff doesn't weigh a lot and you can vendor it, so I'd go ahead and take it. I did end up finding 2 pearls, 1 ruby, and 1 emerald, but it really wasn't any serious loot. The real loot is to be found where Vevos was. Here, find some magical trinkets, an urn full of scrolls, a bottle of vintage brandy, and the axe skill book, the Axeman. Now, there's a few other bottles and scrolls on the table, and there are some chests here. Sadly, they only had some randomized low-level loot for me, so they were not even worth unlocking. The 3 chests over by Daldor's quarters were equally disappointing. One of them did have 212 septums, but the other 2 had junk that wasn't even worth taking, and I didn't even bother looting. Once we've taken everything that we want to take here, we can head out and go back to Suran to collect our reward from the Honorable Sergio Avon Oren. Now, a few notes about this quest before we complete it. There is a Drew in the water below the wooden bridge where Vevos and Daldor were. Now, they tend to drop wax, so it may be worth killing since it's pretty valuable and doesn't weigh a lot. This enemy may be level based, so it may or may not show up for you. And second, technically, Daldor Saris is a trainer. His class is Agent, and he can train you in Short Sword up to level 68, Light Armor up to level 62, and Sneak up to level 58. Naturally, since he is immediately hostile towards you, you will have to call him with a spell in order to get the training from him. We've made it back to Oren, and once we speak with him, we get our 1000 drakes disposition boost with him, and with that we have completed the quest, Bandits in Suran, and we can head back to report our success to Perseus Mercius. That's the full story of the Fighters Guild quest, Bandits in Suran, and that is the end of this episode of Lore and Loot. In the next episode, we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be recording the episode with live commentary, and you'll see why I've decided to do that for the next episode. But if you want to find out why, and you want to know what episode it is, you're just going to have to tune in. So, thank you for joining me for this episode, and I will see you next time.